Hi everyone, I bring you today, a day later, I know, my 2017 reading goals for, this new year that we're about to start in a few days. And I know I should upload this yesterday, but I was quite busy. I also went to see the newest Star Wars film and I really like it, so that's why I couldn't upload it early. And also, I was a little bit unsure if I should do this kind of video because it's a little bit book related, but not a review as I promised, or something a little bit more special. In the end, I decided to go with it, and I will show you my five top goals for reading goals for 2017. Let's start. My first goal for 2017 is reading the books that I already have in my currently reading shelf in Goodreads. You can probably tell me, Clara, you are halfway through the Diviners, you are finishing a mythological, kind of Greek mythology book that you're reading. You are right. It's not that difficult, and even though I have started reading The Queen of the Tearling in Spanish, it's not that difficult, right? Well, my friends, today I have discovered that during the December month I was more in a reading slump. I was more focused on writing because I have one project that I want to finish in, this year. And I was only reading things about mythology that is related to my project, and I thought that maybe reading this wasn't that vital for me. But I decided that I need to, you know, jump into the books I haven't finished yet, finish them, do the proper review or whatever I want to do next, and finish with those because, especially the Diviners, I've been carrying the book for a really long time. I was going to read that for the Tom Topple readathon. It didn't happen in the end. So I feel like I need to finish my current adventures. I need to read The Queen of the Tearling. I need to finish the Diviners, and I need to finish with the mythology book that I'm currently reading. I want to finish those three and then start fresh for 2017 when I can do so. The next goal I want to complete this year, and I'm going to move this a little bit because you cannot see properly, is actually finishing sagas and trilogies that I started either last year or a while ago. It doesn't matter because I have a lot of trilogies and sagas that I haven't completed, and I have a lot of books that I bought that are actually beginning of new trilogies or new sagas, and I need to make one a space in my brain for being able to read it, and that's only done by completing previous stories, and two, spacing myself. So maybe if I finish one saga or one trilogy and I don't feel so attached to the books anymore, I feel like I could do a giveaway or give it to someone else, and maybe they could love them more. I express this because I feel like lately in YA books, especially, and even in YA, and it's related to fantasy the most of the time, there's a very huge need of doing sagas or trilogies, and for some books I feel like it's necessary because you cannot tell this big story only in one book. But for others, I have the feeling that it's more as part of consumerism or part of gaining more profit. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit exaggerated, this idea of creating a saga or a trilogy out of a book that you could actually do in a duology. So I want to complete all the sagas that I have started but not finished, and I'm sure that you have seen a few examples of those during my explanation here. The third goal that I have for this year is to read more graphic novels and comics, because although I have some graphic novels and comics that I want to get to already on myself, so I need to sit down properly. I feel like there are a few more that I want to get during this Christmas season. Because in case you don't know it, over here in Spain, our big day of giving presents is the Three Wise Men Day, which is in January. So I did my letter, I did my Christmas list, and I asked for some volumes of saga that I know that are very, very popular in the English kind of booktube sphere, and they have already been published here in Spain, translated. So I'm really, really happy if I can get to some of the volumes and read them, and I will let you know what I think, so I can jump into the fandom of saga. Next goal. My next goal is reading more classics. If you follow me for a while, I guess that you know that I love. For give you some example, Jane Austen, and I love the Bronte sisters. But what you probably don't know is that although I have read, for instance, Pride and Prejudice and Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights, you don't know that I read them translated. I read them in Spanish. I never read them in English, which is the original language in where the books were written. And although I've been living abroad and I bought some of the books in of these authors, for instance, um, in English, I haven't read them yet. I didn't have the time or the energy to sit down and invest myself in reading what they actually wrote. So I have decided to do it in 2017. Not only Jane Austen or the Bronte sisters. By the way, if you live in England or you have the BBC Worldwide kind of channel, you should check the Walk Invisible, which is a TV series about the Bronte sisters. And I don't have it here in Spain, but I'm really, really excited about the release or the premiere of these series. I'm not being sponsored at any point for doing this video. It's just that I love, as I said, Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights. I haven't read anything by Anne Bronte yet. Well, the thing is that I have some beautiful editions of these authors and also of Mary Shelley, Frankenstein's, and I feel like I really want to read the classics in the language they were written. So I have pointed out that 2017, apart from finishing my project, and which is related to Greek mythology, I want to read more classics. I want to give you my ideas as a foreigner that reads in English the books for the first time, my own impressions. And probably I will do specials as I did with Shakespeare's plays a while ago. So I'm really excited for this goal in particular. The last goal of 2017 for me is to try and try reading, let's say, 50 books. I tried to do this back in 2015, entering in 2016, when I started doing this creative writing MA, and I really almost done it. I think I'm on 45 books so far, or 46, but I know that in 2 days I'm not going to be able to complete the rest of the books. So let's say 50 books. Let's see how long it takes me to complete the goal this time. What about you? Which kind of goals do you have? Reading goals? Well, if you want to give me your life goals, I'm also here to listen. Did you have any advice to get the 50 to get to these 50 books challenge that I managed to prepare for myself? Or have you read any classic books that you would love me to talk about? I'm going to talk about Mary Shelley, Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters. I probably pick up some um, um, I forgot her name, Elizabeth Gaskell and Charles Dickens that I also have. I don't know. Tell me your 2017 reading goals. As always, you can find my Amazon wishlist over here if you want to see what I'm looking for at this point, or you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Goodreads, and Instagram. I will leave all the social media as well down below. Please don't forget to like if you like this video or comment if you want to add something. You know, you can subscribe if you want to. Goodbye!